Good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Sorry. Welcome, my lovely brothers and sisters. Welcome to this new broadcast and part four of the Cosmic Narcissism series. As you all can see, today we do two topics: God and humans, a comparison in narcissism, and missing the cosmic mother. So let us start. I also want to state that we are seeing an exponential rise of narcissism, machiavellism, sociopathy, and psychopathy. And so we need to ask the question, why is this happening? Why do we see this world being rapidly changed into a narcissistic, sociopathic, and psychopathic world? And how come that many human beings, unfortunately, are becoming more and more narcissistic? So we need to question, who is the founder of world narcissism, sociopathy, and psychopathy? And that is why I present to you this four-part series about cosmic narcissism. So let us start. God and humans, a comparison in narcissism. Perhaps the reader, and I am, by the way, reading from a book, the Orion book, and I see that I forgot to do the inlay of the front cover of this book. It is a book written by Wes Penry. Um, you know what? Maybe I can do it like this. No, doesn't work. All right. I am reading from the Orion book written by Wes Penry. Please go to the website. The link for it is placed in the text box. There is a link that goes directly to the page on the website that is all about Wes Penry. On that page, you will find his so far published books, as well as playlists from a person that has done short videos all about pieces of Wes Penry's first level of learning papers, um, as well as his other papers. And also at the end, you will see free to download PDFs. So go to that webpage, and then you can order yourself this book, the Orion book, part 1 and part 2 yourselves. And please do so. Read this book. It is loaded with interesting information. So, God and humans, a comparison in narcissism. Perhaps the reader of this book, having learned about the overlords and En.ki, known as Enki, in particular, can see the comparison between the human narcissists and what Wes Penry calls the cosmic narcissists. If you are still not convinced, I want to give you the following comparison. A human narcissist in the following order: 1. Love bombs. 2. Devalues. and 3 discards. En.Ki, better known as Enki or Lucifer, as the god of this world. 1 also love bombs the light at the end of the tunnel in the afterlife. 2 devalues, between brackets, the life review in the between life areas or BLA. And 3 also discards, and his discarding means recycles of the soul recycling. So there is in actuality the same going on, but on different levels done. So again, um, we see in the human narcissist in actuality the same as in the cosmic narcissist, which is a fallen archangel known as Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki, who proclaims to be the god of this world, and so the god of this matrix, patriarchal matrix. And he is indeed doing love bombing on many levels, and also doing this when we die. This is the light at the end of the tunnel in the afterlife. He also does doing devaluation, which is going on in the life review, in the between life areas. He also is doing discarding, and this in the cosmic narcissist way is recycling of the soul. So we can also look at it from the following perspective. Enki slash Lucifer slash Uriel, the fallen archangel, loves his creation between brackets Homo sapiens sapiens. In other words, between quotation marks, God loves his creation. This is not only written in the Bible, it is also written in the ancient texts, such as those of the Sumerians and Babylonians, the Enuma Elish. This has fooled so many people over the millennia, thinking, between quotation marks, God slash Enki slash Lucifer slash Uriel, this fallen archangel, is a so-called good God and a so-called God of love and righteousness. But as a matter of fact, he is not. In his own narcissistic manner, he does love humankind, but only from a selfish perspective, as we also can see in a human narcissistic relationship. We see that the narcissist loves his partner slash supply only because it gives food to the narcissist. Yeah, if you need food, then you pretend that you love someone, so that that someone stays with you, so that you can suck that someone completely dry of its life force for as long as the partner slash supply is not yet awakened to the realization of what is truly going on with him or her, as extensions of himself, because the narcissist, and thus the cosmic narcissist, yeah, this fallen archangel Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki slash god of this matrix, is seeing us humans as his extensions of himself. That this is exactly also what happens in a personal narcissistic relationship. The narcissist sees his or her partner slash supply as an extension of him or herself. We must adjust to his introject, his fantasy. So here comes the root of all the things that are now going on, because the human soul group is in a rapid pace bringing this their home planet in a total destruction due to the terraforming that is taking place at the moment in a high speed, um, in which the human soul group is terraforming their home planet in the fantasy of this cosmic narcissist, this fallen archangel Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki slash God of this matrix slash so-called God the Father. And so the human soul group, the majority of human beings, are fulfilling his fantasy, his imagination, and are terraforming their home planet into someone else's sick-minded fantasy imagination. And this someone is this fallen archangel Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki slash God the Father of this patriarchal matrix. So he idolizes us, and he is this fallen archangel who pretends himself to be God the Father of this matrix. So he idolizes us, and so long as we act in accordance with his, between quotation marks, snapshot of us, he loves us. So this cosmic narcissist, this fallen archangel and his cohorts, they have made a snapshot of each one of us. This is exactly what a human narcissist, sociopath and psychopath, machiavellist is also doing. They make a snapshot of us, and then in their mind they do some photoshopping, so to say, to fit the image exactly to their introject, to their fantasy, to their imagination. So yeah, then you love your creation. So in this sentence, he loves us. 2, when we become unpredictable and derive from his fantasy, he devalues us. Then we get punished because we're not going along with his sick-minded fantasy slash introject slash imagination. His physical creation, between brackets, Homo sapiens sapiens, in the outside world, is always objectified, and the real humankind exists for him only inside his mind. Him being what we could perhaps call the arch narcissist. Well, I would say we could call the arch narcissist. When we deviate from his, between quotation marks, reality, he immediately devalues us, and we all become, between quotation marks, bad, unless we fall back into the herd mentality again. If we don't, we all become disposable. 3, this fallen archangel, this cosmic narcissist, he discards us. He kills us off in wars, famines, genocide, through chemtrailing, poisoning our food, and so on. And also to place uh, humankind against one another. That's also a favorite game of this uh, arch narcissist. It is true that there is an even darker agenda behind this fallen archangel Uriel's destiny for humankind. But the discard phase is still true. In his mind, we are truly objects. So now you get the understanding why everything in life is commoditized. He doesn't see this world as living life. He sees this planet as an object, and every single life form on this planet is an object, no matter if it's a tree, if it's wildlife, animals, humans, all have become an object. And now we get to the understanding why everything is being commoditized. It is ridiculous to say that plants have a passport. It is ridiculous to say that animals have a passport. The same for us. That's all a part of the commoditization of this world to turn every single element in this world into an object. So you can trade with it, and so you can do everything with it that suits you and pleases you. You, this cosmic arch narcissist, Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki slash God the Father of this matrix. After all, from his narcissistic perspective, we only exist in his mind. Then cycle 1, 2, 3 starts over again, which creates a huge trauma bond between this arch narcissist and humankind. To this fallen archangel, Uriel, or also known as Lucifer slash Enki, it is a love-hate relationship. And this is exactly what happens in a human narcissistic relation. The narcissist has a love-hate relationship with its partner slash supply. While we humans are ignorant of how this works, we rarely blame the, between quotation marks, God. There are many believers who say it is foolish and a blasphemy to blame God for everything. Well, these Christians, these believers need to dive deeper into the understanding and unraveling who this God the Father in actuality is. And then they will hopefully speak different. For our problems, because most believers are afraid of so-called God. To us humans, it is equally complicated. In general, we have forgotten about the goddess and only remember one God, and that is Uriel. It doesn't matter what religion people subscribe to. It is all the same God, even when the religion is polytheistic. Most of us have forgotten about the mother goddess because she has been desperately suppressed by the elite, better known as elite, and their masters, the overlords. Therefore, Enki slash Uriel slash Lucifer becomes both our cosmic father and mother simultaneously, but also our savior, whether it is through the Jesus Christ or any other God or messenger. Remember, when you hear the word messenger, think in terms of archangel. All right. um, Missing the cosmic mother is the last topic for today that I go through. And lovely brothers and sisters, I pass you this information unto you because I sincerely care about you. I sincerely care about the human soul group. And it hurts my heart to see how so many lovely human souls are still in a state of deep sleep, are still doing their uttermost best to deny and avoid to learn and educate themselves about narcissism, and to do and still ridicule so many good-hearted fellows who try to help them. So, missing the cosmic mother. In chapter 9, we discussed humankind's mother issue. It is, and it appears that even though a person might have had a relatively good upbringing, there is still some mother issue lingering, albeit not as profound as in a severely traumatized individual, such as a narcissist, sociopath, or psychopath, or what else you have. Even when a child separated from their mother around the time they should separate from her, and the child grows up as a secure adult, the mother connection seems to remain to some degree. So sometimes more subconsciously. We could ask ourselves, are we just missing our human mother? Oh, yes. Oh, boy, we do. And I think this is the biggest trauma wound that is in each and every human being in the human soul group. We indeed are missing our cosmic mother. And I truly believe that in actuality, this is also one of the reasons why we are constantly searching outside ourselves to find our cosmic mother. But in our mind, we do not see it as such because we are not aware of the fact that we are in actuality searching for our cosmic mother. And I truly get the understanding that this is also one of the things that this cosmic arch narcissist, this fallen archangel Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki slash God the Father of this matrix, uses this trauma wound in us, uses this to manipulate us, and also through this trauma wound to control us. Because he knows. We could ask ourselves, are we just missing our human mother? Or is it the cosmic mother we subconsciously miss? It is our cosmic mother indeed we miss. Of course, Sophia, our creatrix, is our ultimate mother, and way down on the cosmic ladder, we could say our human mother created us in her womb, as above, so below. Taking what we have discussed in the last few chapters into consideration, what happened on Tiamat. The Queen of the Stars created us. She is our real mother. And so we are constantly in search for our cosmic mother. And we are here, and we are here on earth as her true children. When the invaders arrived and destroyed everything, we humans were still in an infant stage, as it were. We still dependent upon our mother, who to some degree resided in spirit at the core of the planet Tiamat. We never got the chance to securely separate from our cosmic mother. So here it comes. What we are indeed searching for our whole life is the reconnection with our cosmic mother so that we eventually also, in our growth, can separate from her in a way that we should have done before. So we never got the chance to securely separate from our cosmic mother before we were forced to do so because of the invasion. The separation was premature. The true separation should not have happened until we graduated from the Tiamat experiment, and that never occurred. So we still have not separated from our cosmic mother. We, the children, were then kidnapped by a gang of criminals and separated from her against our will. This must have created an enormous abandonment anxiety in all of us, Aryan souls, or Aryan souls that survived the invasion. So now you by reading this and going through this information, you start to understand, and you become to understand issues in yourself, because each person in this world has abandonment issues in uh, one way, shape, or form, and some people very strongly than others. So not only did we need to go through the severe trauma when our home world exploded, but on top of that, we were separated from our mother, kidnapped and put in prison, Earth. Then we got complete amnesia, because this amnesia is deliberately done to us by this narcissistic fallen archangel who claims himself to be God the Father of this matrix. But we still have the subconscious yearning to reunite with our cosmic mother so that we then can separate from her in a natural manner. The patriarchal overlords with Enki slash Lucifer slash Uriel on top have placed themselves as gods in the mind of the human soul group. This is very important. So the patriarchal overlords with this fallen archangel Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki slash God the Father of this matrix, and the overlords have placed themselves in the mind of the human soul group. As mentioned earlier, the true God of the matrix is still this fallen archangel, Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki. His cohorts are his minions in this respect. Now we have a cosmic father instead of a cosmic mother. But like Professor Vakin says, it doesn't matter here on Earth, for instance, if a child is born and the mother dies before the child is 6 months old, and the father takes care of the child and raises him or her. The father becomes the mother figure whom the child needs to separate from, because he's the caregiver regardless of gender. the human soul group is now in this exact situation. So the Queen of the Stars didn't die in a sense, we did, but the effect is the same. Enki is now our surrogate mother, as well as our father, and he has surely let us know it. Matthew 15, verse 4. For God saith, honor your father and mother, and anyone who curses their father or mother is to be put to death. And this is what many people think refers to their earthly parents, but in actuality, it refers to this cosmic archangel, this fallen cosmic archangel that has fooled us by showing himself as a father and mother at the same time. So this is what this sentence in this scripture is in actuality saying to us. Um, and it's not really only about our earthly parents. What the judgmental God, Enki, is saying here is that we should honor him and only him. Although most people probably interpret the quote as honoring their human parents, it also means something far more than that. Notice how threatening this is to know, between quotation marks, God, if only from the Bible. We know he is a God of wrath, and he is extremely self-absorbed. So it is again no stretch to think that it also means honoring him, both as the father and as the surrogate mother. God, as we have come to know him, doesn't care that much whether you honor your earthly parents. It is ultimately about honoring him, this fallen archangel that pretends himself to be God the Father of this matrix. Another thing I have noticed since I released the West Penry papers is that many people have contacted me to let me know they are yearning for the queen, comma, the mother, comma, the divine feminine, and to reunite with her. And it is a very strong feeling. Some say they cried when they read about our cosmic mother in the West Penry papers. This is very profound. We need to reunite with our cosmic mother. And instead of staying stuck to this fallen archangel, Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki slash God the Father of this matrix, instead of clinging unto him, we need to reunite with our cosmic mother. And then we can heal the biggest traumatic wound in ourselves. That is where the real trauma and mother issue lies. Ever since Tiamat was destroyed, we have yearned for our mother. But we have been looking for her in all the wrong places, i.e., in religions, Ra, legion, Ra's legions, which only leads us to the false god, this fallen archangel Uriel, whom we also know as Lucifer. Just as often do I hear from people who are upset because the mother, the divine feminine, the queen of the stars, does not come to save us. This is understandable because, after all, we are cosmic children who have been mistreated and kidnapped. And we want our mom to save us. Eh, Quite logic. If a child is in danger, what is the child yelling for? For his mother to be saved by his mother. However, if we think of this from a more grounded perspective, and for a moment um, substitute the cosmic mother with our human mother, we can perhaps imagine the following scenario. Your mother gives birth to you and you grow. But before you are ready to separate from mom, you are kidnapped by some male child snatcher who refuses to give you back to your real mother, and he threatens her by telling her he will kill you. So the child, if she makes any attempt to get you back, your mother does not want to jeopardize your life and tries to be smart about it and goes around the problem to make deals with the kidnapper, who only agrees to not hurt you if he gets what he wants from an agreement. And he says to your mother, he will let you free one day when you have matured if she promises not to try to interfere, in which case he will kill you. Your mother continues trying to find a solution, and in the meantime, you grow up thinking your kidnapper is your real father and functions as your mother at the same time because you have amnesia. You have forgotten about your mother, but deep inside there is a yearning you do not understand. So your mom sends a person to the kidnapper's domain and tells you about what happened to you. And he also tells you how to escape. You initially become angry and sad, but then you are filled with hope because you might soon reunite with your real mother. You just need to wait until the right moment and then you can escape. That is the situation here on Earth. If we wish to reunite with our cosmic mother, there is a great barrier to overcome on top of the obvious ones. Most of the human soul group now indirectly looks upon this fallen archangel Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki as the cosmic mother. So now we get to the understanding why so many people are stuck in this false parental relationship and why they cannot leave the Bible behind them and cannot see through that, you can say, narcissistic storyline. Because they utterly believe in this fallen archangel and the so-called promises that this fallen archangel, this fallen arch narcissist Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki has promised them. So most of the human soul group now indirectly looks upon Enki as the cosmic mother, and a great majority of humankind is very immature, both from um, both from a human and a cosmic perspective. We are still infants. And we must still, in our minds, separate from Enki before we can even consider there is someone aside from him that we need to reunite with. So, this is why I am passing on to you this information because we need to see that we still are connected and trauma bonded with some being that we should get rid of. And we need to cut the cord with this fallen archangel. That pretends to be God the Father and God the Mother at the same time of this matrix. And this fallen arch narcissist angel is Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki. This has showed to be a major problem and perhaps the biggest reason it is so difficult for people to grasp this information. Most people cannot conceive of it. It is like telling a toddler that your mother is not your mother. There is a more important mother they need to go to. That does not compute with most people. That does not compute with most people. Better said, many diehard Bible believers are rejecting a lot of um, Gnostic texts and ancient texts, difficult word. Why do they do this? Because it is too confronting for them to come to the realization that they are in actuality believing in a storyline that is not good for them. And also because they are so bonded with this false God, this fallen archangel, that they do not want to see that they have to cut the cords with this false God. So that is why they reject all this ancient and Gnostic texts and information where it is being stated about this cosmic mother. And in Enki's mind, we are his children, so to say, and he will not let us go, just like a mother will not let go of her children before they are mature. In Enki's case, it is even more complicated because he is also narcissistic, sociopathic, psychopathic, and machiavellistic. And as such, he will never let go, even if he did not have a greater agenda he is trying to achieve, which he does that agenda later on. So we all know how a loving mother feels about her children. She loves them unconditionally if she is mentally healthy. It is the same with our cosmic mother. The earthly mother-child relationship is, as usual, something that is brought down from the heavens to a human, 3D level. As above, so below. And with this said, I have come to the end of this fourth part about cosmic narcissism. The fifth part is all about the creation of a cosmic arch narcissist. And that's quite a long piece. And maybe also I can end that part, but I will need to see in time. There's a little bit of recap in that part too, in the sense of they gave us their minds. So I want to thank you for listening to this. Know that this is a very important information to hear again. I want to suggest you to buy this book, The Orion Book, written by Wes Penry. Go to the website page mentioned in the text box below this video, where you will find the books so far written by Wes Penry. Click on the image of the Orion book and you will be redirected to the book page of Wes Penry on Amazon. Um, the price is quite low, so everyone can buy this book. Please do so, read it yourselves, and start educating yourselves too, and learn more about narcissism. On the website, you also find a page named Nelly. On this page, you find playlists of Nelly, which is an English person, lady, who is very good in explanation, in giving an explanation about narcissism, especially the malignant version. Um, she is um, giving her own testimony in this, and I have had great help in watching her videos. She explains it very well, and in actuality, um, she also brings a lot of in-depth insights in what narcissism is. I'm not finished with the web page. I have refreshed it yesterday. Why? Because it is good to sometimes refresh your website. I'm on a path of developing myself also to become more mature. I'm on a deep healing journey and also a journey of understanding myself and the world that I'm in. And we all know that it is sometimes good to go through your house and to undo your house from all sorts of clutter and things and stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. This is also something you need to do with your website and also with external hard disks. You need to clean them out once in a while and undo them from things that doesn't serve you any longer, that is passé, and you need no longer have that in storage anymore. So I refreshed the website. I took off all the studies parts, and I only want to point my focus and intention on passing on information to my fellow brothers and sisters that can help them in and on their path of healing and understanding themselves as well as the world they live in. And so I am sharing through the website, in actuality, the informational sources that I am going through and have um, come in connection with when walking my path of healing and understanding myself. Um, there's also a page on the website known as Doug Michael. He's also very good, and he also has books. So I shared his books as well as his podcasts. Um, there will come also for the Dutch audience um, two web pages of two persons that are also very well in explaining what narcissism is, because this website is um, in English as well as in Dutch. All right. Again, I want to thank you. Please go to the website and inform yourselves also in narcissism so that you get a deeper understanding of what cosmic narcissism is and a deeper understanding of why we see such a tremendous increase of narcissism, sociopathy, psychopathy, and machiavellism, as well as malignant narcissism. Um, why, as I already have shared with you, because the majority of us has been pulled more and more into the shared fantasy and thus the mindset of this fallen archangel Uriel slash Lucifer slash Enki slash God the Father of this matrix. All right. Again, thank you so much. I wish you all a beautiful, joyful day filled with a lot of love, wisdom, and knowledge. And let us close off this live reading with a nice piece of music from Ben Sound called Daydreaming.